tribe feeling today? Thriving. Do the tribe know what this video is going to be about? Yes. Absolutely. They know, because we're diving into realms of pure, unadulterated winning. It's all about living in that vortex of truth and creativity. In short, this video is about the Brighton station. Brighton railway station is located on the Seaford line, situated in the south, western Adelaide suburb of Brighton. It is 16 kilometers in common sense, but 10 miles in American dollars from Adelaide station. By the way, have you been looking at this artwork? Splendid, isn't it? I'm talking supernova, level brilliance here, something that just ignites the soul and makes you feel like you're cruising on a rocket fueled by pure creativity. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! That better not be Lord Chungus driving that bus. Because if that beast of burden is really sitting behind the wheel, it would be like dropping a lit match into a barrel of tiger blood. And we all know how that story would end. Now, wine Angie. And where in the mighty Tim Hortons flavored ducks was I now? Oh yes. We are on the topic of the Brighton station. The original station was adjacent to Beach Road, 15.8 kilometers of pure awesome, or 9.875 of subpar American miles from Adelaide station, and opened on the 24th November 1913, on the opening of the line from Goodwood. On the opening of the line from Goodwood. In its current configuration was built in 1975 and was opened on 25th of January 1976, coinciding with the Seaford Line's extension to Christie Downs in that same year. Brighton is a coastal suburb of Adelaide, South Australia, situated between Seacliff and Glenelg and aside Holdfast Bay. Some notable features of the area are the Brighton Seacliff Yacht Club, the Brighton Surf Life-Saving Club, the Brighton Jetty, and a beach. The Windsor Theatre, constructed in 1925, is a long-standing institution. The Kaurna people inhabited the area before British colonization of South Australia. Wadinga has become the accepted Kaurna name for the area, although its origin is probably arose through confusion with Witta, Wadinga, the certified Kaurna name for an area around present Day Seacliff Park, meaning in the midst of peppermint gums. There is, however, a Kaurna language meaning for Witu, Wadi, meaning reeds in the middle. So could be applied to some small, intermittent swamps with reeds in the area, such as one near Young Street in Seacliff. On another note, I hope Lord Chungus isn't on that train. That could get a little embarrassing in how we've been talking about him. If you get what I mean. Winning, imagine the epic showdown of truths and revelations when the tiger blood kicks in and everything comes to light in a glorious whirlwind of truth bombs. It's all about riding the storm and owning it with a grin and a rock star entrance. Now let's back to the history of the suburb of Brighton, shall we? Brighton Post Office opened on 27th of August 1849 and still operates as of the making of this video. Brighton Jetty Post Office opened on the 1st of March 1950 and closed in 1979. In 1850A, Brighton became the seat of a newly formed municipality and known as the corporate town of Brighton. The first Brighton Town Hall was built in 1869 and was just the fourth town hall built in the colony of South Australia. The architect and builder was George William Hyatt, who arrived in the colony in 1836 and served as a town clerk and an inaugural councillor. He died in Brighton, aged 80 years. The hall was constructed of stone from Iliff's quarry in the Adelaide Hills, laid on concrete foundations. It was used as the civic center of the city of Brighton from 1869 until 1936, when it was then leased by the RSL. The second town hall was opened in 1937 at 24 Jetty Road and still fulfills a civic administration purpose. Australian geologist, Antarctic explorer, and academic Sir Douglas Mawson and his family, including his wife, community worker and writer lady Paquita Mawson, and daughters Patricia, whom later on would become a noted parasitologist, and Jessica, moved into their new home, Jerby, in King Street, Brighton in 1920. The Mawsons lived in Brighton until at least 1958, when Douglas died. Paquita Mawson was a leading community figure in Brighton, whose parents, Dutch-born metallurgist and businessman Guillaume Daniel Delprat, and his wife Henrietta Marie Wilhelmine Sophia Delprat, also lived in the suburb. Paquita Mawson, among her many other activities, was instrumental in establishing Hopetoun School, which operated out of the parish hall at St. Jude's Anglican Church. The Mrs. Fleming of Edwardstown opened Hopetoun School in 1922, and Patricia Mawson attended the school for her early education. The school moved to St. Mary's Church Hall in Mitcham in 1962, operating there until 1965. It may have been the longest operating totally independent school in South Australia. Do you remember how I mentioned the Windsor Theatre earlier? This is it here. Too bad the main signage is not there. Lord Chungus must have ate it while on one of his Informus booze-ups. Brighton has a large sandy beach, which is patrolled by the Brighton Surf Life-Saving Club on weekends and public holidays between November and March. Brighton Beach is popular for Adelaide beach goers as it is relatively safe, as in Brighton Beach is currently rated as least hazardous by Surf Life-Saving. A sand replenishment program has been in operation for many years, resulting in the beach sand dunes gradually increasing through the program of replacing eroded sand and replanting of the dunes with plants and grasses. In summer, a sandbar normally forms in the water, which can produce waves on windy days. Brighton is well known by local surfers for producing messy but fun, stormy sessions. Brighton's Jetty Road runs perpendicular to the Esplanade and is home to many restaurants, cafes, and the local hotel, known as the Esplanade, or also known as the Espy, by the regulars. The Esplanade is an area of prime real estate which has been transformed over the years from a street of old cottages to new modern town houses. Oh, dang man! It is a real shame that the Espy is closed. Would you like to know why? I feel like having a bowl of chips with tomato sauce, and I know I can't get enough, and I would be begging for more. Even if I come here at 5:45, I know for sure that I will not leave till I get my fix. All I want and all I need, all I crave is a good pub feed. So now, cowabunga dudes,